We all gotta work, pay the bills, hustle, or like my nonna used to say, get some purple drink in your cup.
That's Lil Wayne.
Whatever. But working sucks. In fact, a recent survey by Deloitte shows that 80% of people hate their jobs. And at 80%, I think it's safe to say that everybody hates their jobs. Because 10% are unemployed, and the rest of us, oh, we drink in the daytime. But there is something to look forward to at the office: lunch. That's why today on Nadia G's Bitchin' Kitchen, we're brown bagging it. First up, a smoky chipotle soup, spicy tomato broth loaded with hearty barley and veggies. Next up, a kalamata chicken sandwich, fresh ficelle baguette stuffed full of tender chicken, olives, capers, and feta. And for dessert, creamy, buttery maple pecan fudge dusted with cayenne pepper. Because I feel like it. Hans talks pearl barley.
Pearl barley.
The spice agent reports on brining olives.
Brining.
Panos is not in this episode.
No,
You're watching Nadia G's Bitchin' Kitchen. Office lunches! My voice is so annoying sometimes. Oh, I've had some craptastic jobs, my friend. From telemarketing to helping the aged. But the worst job I ever had was a busgirl at a Venetian restaurant. No, it wasn't enough that I had to scrape crusty Alfredo off of plates all day, but they forced me to wear this little straw gondola hat. I had a shaved head, man. How you supposed to be hardcore in a straw hat? But I sure did learn the value of $1. I learned that $1 ain't enough to wear a stinking straw hat. Let's get cooking. We'll start with our chipotle barley soup. Heat a pot on medium. Add 3 tablespoons of canola oil. And saute 3 minced cloves of garlic until golden, about a minute. Now add 2 diced carrots, 1 Vidalia onion, and a whole chipotle pepper and adobo sauce, depending on how hot you like it. Just remember, the hotter it is, the more endorphins you produce. More endorphins you produce, the less you want to strangle your boss. Okay, add 3 ribs of celery, chopped, and saute for 8 minutes and 22.6 seconds. I'm just kidding about the seconds. 8 minutes, 9 minutes, who cares? A good recipe can handle some flex. Not too much flex, though. How many times I get hate mail from seasoned home chefs. Miss Nadia G, I tried your chocolate cheesecake recipe, and for the record, it doesn't work. I like to be creative in the kitchen, okay? So I replaced the chocolate with pineapple, the ricotta with aged cheddar, and I grilled it instead of baking it. Your cheesecake was disgusting. You suck at life. Pour in 4 cups of low-sodium organic chicken stock. 3 cups of hand-crushed San Marzano tomatoes. Big pinch of raw sugar. Small pinch of sea salt. And freshly cracked peps. Bring this to a simmer. Once it starts to simmer, throw in 3/4 of a cup of pearl barley. Man, I love this stuff. Oh! Why'd I do that? And let it simmer on medium-low for 45 minutes. I do suck at life. When we get back, Hans is gonna yap about pearl barley, I'll talk jobs versus careers, and we're gonna scoff this soup, so stay hungry. Pretty cool, this new tattoo, huh? Look what it says when I wear a 3/4 sleeve. Hey, welcome back to Office Lunches, you twits. Sorry, that was just abusive. Now, there's jobs and there's careers. And lots of people seem to think that the rapine are greener and more tenderer on the career side of the fence. Let me tell you, career or no career, we all get paid for the stuff we don't like to do. Me too, there's things I don't like to do, like 4 a.m. call times, or 4 a.m. call times. I'm looking at you, Good Day, Wisconsin. 7 easy summer treats at the crack of dawn, bro. I'll show you treats. No, really, I'll show you treats. I need the publicity. Our smoky chipotle barley soup has been cooking for about 40 minutes now. This barley's almost ready. Here's Hans with more on pearl barley.
Miss G, pearl barley is also known as ugly man's barley, or stink nuts. Sure, pearl barley is convenient because it only takes 45 minutes to cook, but that's because all the nutritious bran has been removed. For those of us who actually have some self-respect, it's all about natural barley groats. Groats! So what if groats take an hour and a half to cook? These whole grains are not only super high in fiber, they've been proven to help prevent diabetes. What happened to the good old days, Miss G? When the food was slow, the men were men, and the women were twinks. I mean, ladies.
Ha! Thanks, Hans. What a joker, huh? Let's plate this dish. Here I've got a bowl. Fill it with some of our gorgeous soup. Garnish with some fresh dill. Scoff. Well, it's a little too hot right now. Gonna wait for it to cool off. I'll never forget when I was 3 years old, my mom made this soup. I was so excited to eat it. Soup, soup, soup! She's like, no, Nadia, let the soup cool down a little bit. It's too hot. I'm like, soup, soup, soup! She's like, no, you're gonna burn your mouth. Don't eat the soup. I was like, soup, soup, soup! So she took my little hand and put it right in the boiling soup. The tomatoes, so smoky. This broth is fantastic. The hearty vegetables, perfect barley, al dente, just how everyone likes it. I'm telling you, who takes a 3-year-old's hand and puts it in boiling soup? It's just, I don't know. Next, we're gonna be making a Greek chicken salad sandwich. Oof. Fresh ficelle, stuffed full of tender chicken, kalamata olives, capers, feta cheese. It's gonna be amazing. Here I've got a chicken breast that's been halved lengthwise. What we're gonna do is heat a grill pan on medium-high and scatter in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Cook the chicken for about 3 to 5 minutes per side until golden, and cook through. The thing with chicken is it can be pretty bland, but this chicken salad is definitely not shot.
Thanks, Nads. There's only one breast more tender than chicken. Duck.
Tipas!
Panos.
Panos, we already covered chicken in another episode.
Oh, I see how this works. Just because I said everything there's to say about a topic, I can't repeat myself, huh?
Yeah, that's kinda how it works.
Let me tell you something. You can't make a Greek chicken salad and expect me just to stand here wishing for a divorce. Benji!
When we get back, the spice agent is gonna report on brining olives, and we're gonna yap about cubicle farms, so stay bitchin'. And we're back with Office Lunches. Now I have a question for all you bosses out there. Who's your interior designer? Satan? Buzzing neon lights, industrial gray carpet? Well, these nasty cubicle farms elicit all kinds of unnatural behavior, like knowing the lyrics to moves like Jagger or wetting yourself over a stinking cruller. Some people exhibit even more extreme symptoms, like passive-aggressive kleptomania, stealing useless cack just because they can. Put the manila envelopes down, Bob, even if they are the good ones. Here, you can have my cruller. Our chicken's ready, perfectly cooked. We're just gonna season it with a little bit of fresh oregano. You could also use dried. Some sea salt. And pepper. Place it on a wire rack to cool. For the salad part, in a bowl mix, a tablespoon of chopped capers, quarter cup of Vidalia onion, love this stuff, nice and sweet. Half a cup of kalamata olives, a little bit of hot chili, half a cup of feta, the juice of half a lemon for that tang, about 2 tablespoons of fresh minced parsley, and 1 minced clove of garlic, and mix it up. While I get this going, get it going. It's a bunch of vegetables, they're not really going anywhere there. Here's a spice agent with more on brining kalamata olives.
Thank you, Nadia. Today we talk about brining kalamata olives. Their purple meaty flesh makes the kalamata olive world famous. Second only to the Ra'anana lata olive. Yeah, we have one too. Actually, I know this one girl that could project the olive from her...
Sorry, Spice Man, but what do you know about Kalamata olives? My family comes from Kalamata, in Greece. You cannot talk about Greek olives and expect me just to stand here, wishing I could just move back to Greece in peace without you, Angie!
Back to the chilies. I mean the olives. There are different types of curing. Oil, salt, vinegar, chemo. Depends what you have. But for Kalamata, what you're gonna need is first brining water, then olive oil, after wine vinegar, and maybe even some lemon. Look, the process is very complicated. It involves draining, emerging, slicing, texting. Trust me, brining is not as easy as it looks. You know, Nadia, it's funny that in today's talk show, you talk about office jobs and me about brining. Because my first office job was at the USA Embassy in Ra'anana. All day I would watch them give visa. Stamp after stamp after stamp. It was killing me. Until one day, my friend Shuki Shalom from Kiryat Shmone, he said, Chesky, if you want a visa, you have to brine one of the blazer men. So I did. In an envelope, I put 4 packs of matches from Caesar Palace, Las Vegas, the vintage logo, and a picture of me and Shachar the goat from Niagara Falls when I was a kid. No, it didn't work. All he did is give me the trash to take away and give me 2 thumbs up, like the America style. Well, like I told you before, brining, trust me, it's not as easy as it looks. Oh well, you learn and live.
Thanks,
Yecheskel Mizrahi.
Our chicken is cooled and I've chopped it up. Gonna throw it in with the rest of our ingredients and give it a mix. Let's plate this dish. Grab a ficelle baguette and beat the chicken salad with it. Just beat. Oh, what do you think? Put the chicken salad in the bread, man. Just stuff it. Stuff it full of salad. Beautiful. Now some of you may be saying to yourselves, this looks great, but where are the tomatoes? And Gino, stop pulling on your double chin when you're watching TV. It's disgusting. Gino, your wife is right. You really gotta stop playing with that turkey neck. As for the tomatoes, they're in the soup we just made before, silly wabbit. So good. Fresh baguette. You got that juicy chicken, tangy kalamata olives. You got the flavor of those capers in there, and that creamy, salty feta. Believe me, Gino, you keep pulling on that chin, it's gonna stay that way, bro. Don't do it. Where I come from, lunch isn't complete without dessert. And a 22-year-old model covered in truffle oil. But it's a family channel, and we'll take what we can get. So I'm gonna be making creamy, buttery maple pecan fudge dusted with cayenne pepper. Let's do it. Here, I've got a heavy pot and a candy thermometer. Onwards. Gap the heat to medium. Throw in 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, soft stuff, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/2 cup of evaporated milk, and 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. Bring it to a boil, stirring constantly until the temperature hits 240. Gorgeous. We're gonna let this thing cool, and when we get back, finish this fudge. Plus, I'm gonna give you the top 3 most annoying types at the office. Gorgeous. Welcome back to Office Lunches. Now, you know what I can't stand about the office? Corporate cliches like, think outside the box, or if you don't wipe down the pole, your grip can slip. My most hated cliche, though, is anything with the word viral in it. Oh, Mr. Bossman, the chances of your compression sock video going viral are about as likely as you getting hit by lightning twice while a squirrel drives your cankle. Although if you got that on tape, you may have a chance. Let's finish this fudge, huh? Yeah, we gotta finish it. Our sugar mixture has cooled. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Now, because there isn't enough sugar in this mixture already, throw in 1 cup of powdered sugar. Mix again. Okay, see all the little bubbles over here? Don't worry about that, it's completely normal. It's just the sugars competing for who's gonna give you diabetes first. Continue to mix for 5 minutes until pale and creamy. Now, we're gonna fold in 1/2 cup of toasted pecans, cut into bits, and put it into a baking dish lined with parchment paper that's been greased with unsalted butter. Ooh, this is heavy. Oh, there we go. This looks so good. Smooth it out. And dust with a little bit of cayenne pepper. While this sets, here are the top 3 most annoying types at the office. Number 1, the budget got cut. The super mom. Ladies, I know you love your kids, but telling me how little Jimmy made a doo-doo ranks pretty high on my I don't give a list. The joker. Every office needs a comedian. Trouble is, this one's an accountant. You know what's funny about Excel? Me neither. The Unabomber. Granted, it takes a special person to do IT, but you could blink once in a while, huh? Anyway. Cool. Look at this fudge. You know, what's really interesting about fudge is that it's not only tasty, but I know. That's about it. Let's plate this dish. Bon appetit. Oh, creamy, buttery fudge. You can really taste that maple and those toasted pecans. Woo! And just enough cayenne pepper to make you forget you hate your life, huh? Today we cooked up an office lunch so good, your co-workers are guaranteed to steal it. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had to work 9 to 5, I'd turn to a life of crime, bro. Let's try this again. I know work is hard, but look on the bright side. After you've given the best years of your life to your boss, you can rest assured that you have no pension. That one, What I really mean to say is, fudge! A la próxima!